Welcome back to another episode of the Rival Recap Show, guys. The season just gets more and more exciting as the season is coming to a close. The playoff race just gets more and more open. I mean, we're talking plenty of teams at 6-4, two guys at 5-5, slots 9 through 12, all sitting at 4 and 6, preying on the 5-5 team's heels. Guys, it's crazy. It's crazy. And without further ado, let's get into the matchups. And we're going to my matchup first. And what an ugly matchup it was. Me versus Chuck. The Shady Bunch versus the Forte Club. And God, 104-92. I didn't deserve to win this game. Charlie, what happened? I mean, my team played like shit too. But hey, my team captain, LaShawn McCoy, with 24.8, best performance of the season. Maybe that just inspired us to a win and scared Charlie's guys off. But Charlie started Houston Texans defense. They were on a bye. I mean, I don't know if it would have made much of a difference, but there could have been someone you could have picked up. But you had Thielen on bye, and it was just a tough week overall. I had Hopkins on bye, you had Thielen on bye. We just had two low scoring weeks, and I managed to get the win out of it. Luckily, very, very luckily. All right, going on. We got Eric versus Spencer and the dumpster fire. And Spencer, let's start with you. I really respect the Josh McCown start. Your Deshaun Watson was on bye this week, and you gave it to our guy, the New York Jets legend, Josh McCown, and he disappointed us. 1.8 points, and they got absolutely smacked around by the Bills. Christian McCaffrey, though, popped off. 36.8. Man, that guy is fun to watch. And that guy inspired a new segment for me this week, which I will revisit later on. And, just some average score from the rest of your guys' Sklar, but think about if you had Mitch the Truth at quarterback, you would have won this matchup as he dropped 36 this week, just saying. And on the other side, Eric, 138. I mean, you had Dion Lewis and Marlon Mack with average performances, AJ Green inactive, and yet it doesn't matter because you're still dropping 138 with Keenan Allen, Alvin Kamara, Brandon Cooks, Travis Kelce. The list goes on and on. Bears D still doing well. Jared Goff playing well. It's endless with this team. You're sitting in second place. Just keep climbing. 7-3. There you go. All right, next matchup. Oh, God. Ian versus Pavic. This was a mess of a matchup, guys. No matter how bad your team does every week, you can always be happy that your roster doesn't look like Ian's. No offense, but I'm trying to be offensive. Your roster just looks ugly. I mean, thank God you offloaded Le'Veon Bell and you got some starters out of it, but you started Sammy Watkins, who was inactive. Not great GM skills there, but you put up 78 points, and on the other side, I mean, did it even matter how many points Ian put up though? Because Pavic dropping 172 out of Pavic's team, because he's got Todd Gurley, who's dropping 25, Wilson 26, and then Zach Ertz with the huge game in that Sunday night game, 40.5 points out of his tight end position. I mean, that's unbeatable. All right, you know what? We're just gonna move on to the closest matchup of the week, and Borelli, you were upset yet again on Sunday because your team lost by 0.52 points to that boy Fast. Joe providing us with the live extra point as he's at the game in San Francisco on Monday night. The 1 point extra point from Rosas that just put Borelli away. He would have won by 0.48 had that extra point been missed. Anyway, Borelli, another hey, if you had Mitch the Truth at quarterback, just saying, you would have won, but that's all speculation. And you hear that? That's Borelli's smoke alarm. He needs to replace the battery. If you hear that beeping throughout the video, I apologize. But hey, Joe, with Mahomes having his second worst week of the year, Saquon with his worst week of the year, what's going to happen? Nick Chubb's going to step up for him and carry the load, getting 36 points. Wow, Joe with his rookie running backs. This year it's Chubb and Michelle. And he drafted Chubb, he dropped Chubb, he manages to get him back, and now everything just fell into place for that guy. Carlos Hyde's gone, league legend Isaiah Crowell left before the season started to the famous New York Jets. Dookie J slided into a third down back pass catching role, and everything really just fell into place for this young guy, and he's real fun to watch, Nick Chubb. Okay, next matchup. Hyde and Zeke versus Prisoners of Azkaban. Oh, James, you've done it. 173 points. When your team plays well, they play well, because you had the league best this week, and you are silencing the haters for at least 1 week, because we've been shitting on you week in, week out. But 36 from Zeke, 28 from Brady, 32 from Tyreek Hill, 21 from your quarterback, 21 from Hooper. I mean, Cooper Kupp's now out for the season, but hey, start Tyler Lockett. Keep proving us wrong. Tell us that trade wasn't terrible. Get him in that starting lineup. And on the other side, Sedano, it really didn't matter. You had a few buys this week. You had Diggs, you had Lamar Miller, and another league legend, Amir Abdullah, was on bye. Guys, keep that in mind. That could have been the difference. But 111's not terrible. It's not great. With a bunch of your buys, you're through the week. Ortiz freaking smacked you either way. He just freaking 173. What a performance out of those guys. Okay, another great performance. Kenyon's Run. It's Weston, 162 points. Back-to-back weeks with 100. Oh, I'm gonna stop there because Hide and Zeke. This inspired my new segment. We're gonna put Kenyon's Run on hold for a second. New segment, Hot Take of the Week. I was talking to James about Christian McCaffrey on Thursday night. We were talking on Xbox on Thursday and talking about how great that guy is. And I made a hot take that Christian McCaffrey is going to be the reason that James loses the toilet bowl to Sklar in Week 16. You heard it here first. But then I wanted to amend it even further, and I'm going to say that it's going to be Ortiz or Borelli that is going to lose the toilet bowl. Who would have thought? Borelli with Kareem Hunt, Melvin Gordon, Devontae Adams. He might not make the playoffs, guys. The luck just keeps going against him. That's my hot take of the week. Ortiz or Borelli losing the toilet bowl to Sklar. Either or. Sorry, Sklar, you're going to be there, but everything's going to come together when you need it most. All right, back to Kenyon's Run, 162 points, back-to-back 160-plus point weeks. I play you next week. That is nerve-wracking, especially the performance my guys just put up, but wow, your roster's looking awesome. With Fournette finally back, you made that trade with Sklar, and it's starting to finally pay off for you. He drops 28 points. Your receivers are playing well. You keep hounding me for Mixon or Connor. If you input that into this lineup, your team's unstoppable, Mike. I can't do that. Come on. That's craziness. But other side, Kevin Lamb, you had some good performances. Your running backs did absolutely amazing. David Johnson, Aaron Jones. But yet, your receiving core and the zero tight end strategy let you down. You had 4 guys on bye this week. Gronk was inactive. We traded, I gave you Benjamin Watson for Randall Cobb. Benjamin Watson got you 1.1 points. Randall Cobb wasn't active. Might go down as the most pointless trade in league history. New York Jets D, sorry, -3. That's our guys. God. Last matchup of the week, and if you thought my matchup was ugly, this was actually uglier. It is Lynch versus Tony. Lynch getting a must-needed win to put him up at 5-5 and currently in the 8 spot. Tony, you needed this one to get into that 4 and 6 mix, but you're sitting down at 3 and 7, down in 13th place. And not a lot went right in this matchup. Lynch, Golden Tate 3.9, and Philly, hopefully he acclimates into that offense a little more for you. Eric Ebron, though, Ebroning everyone, 28 points. That's awesome. But 99 to 83 overall in this matchup, and it was just ugly. It was just ugly. But hey, Lynch is feeling good because he survived the win with 99 points. Tony not feeling as great with 83.9. Hey, all right, Tony, I'd love to see you in that presentation, guy. Keep losing. All right. And so this week I actually pre-recorded a useless fact of the week before the games on Sunday, and my sideline reporter Brian was just being a real asshole about Corey Davis and Weston and all this stuff, and Corey Davis pops off for 25 points this week, so I made that asshole Brian film a new useless fact of the week, and we're going to send it right over to him. And you know what, though? As a bonus, I'm going to include the Corey Davis useless fact after it, just for fun, because Brian worked on it, and just show it to you guys. Thank you. Hello and welcome to the useless fact of the week. I'm over here at Draft Board Central, and I just want to take this time to talk about the last 4 rounds of the draft, because you can win or lose a league there, or it could really have no impact. And I just want to look at some winners and some losers of the final 4 rounds of the draft. I counted, I believe it was about 31 non-defense/kickers, and out of that, I believe there's about 5 guys who have been in starting lineups, from week in, week out, or starting now, whether they were late comers or not. And I just want to point out the winners. I would say we got Charlie with Calvin Ridley. I would say we got Joe with Nick Chubb, Ortiz with Matt Breida, Jones with John Brown, and I'll give it to Olsen drafting Aaron Jones late, although he has since traded him, but he's doing great. You guys are the winners of the last 4 rounds, and the losers are everyone else because we just didn't do it. We just didn't do well, including myself. And yeah, that's that. Thank you.
Thank you, Brian. What a wonderful show that was you pulled off there. And I'm reporting to you live from Shenandoah National Park, Virginia, and I am here with a useless fact of the week. And let me talk about useless people because it's just useless, really. That's the only word to describe it. We're going to talk Corey Davis. We're going to talk Mike Weston's team. And I was just looking through my text, and I think I have over 14 offers from Weston over the past few weeks, including Corey Davis for James Conner. All he wants is James Conner, and he just only wants to give up Corey Davis. I'm talking, I saw some Gio Bernard mixed in, and it just doesn't do it for me, Mike. And it's just week in, week out, you just keep coming at me, and hey, I respect the persistence, but I'm gonna have to hit you with the no thank you, as I normally do. And guys, you gotta see this view. How do I flip this thing? I don't know how, but hey, it's great. Great, guys. It's really, really nice. Thanks.